Hi guys, so I'm here with a review today. This is my second attempt at this because I failed the first time because I just kept babbling. So I'm going to get straight into it. And the book I'm going to be reviewing, which I'll mention in the blog post as well, all links down below. The book I am reviewing is Words in Deep Blue by Cath Crowley. So I love this book. It was really interesting. It took me a while to read it. One, because at the time I was going through a really tough time, mentally and emotionally. And it's one of those books that you can pick up easily and read. And I really like that because, you know, some books are harder to read and you get so immersed in them that it's really hard to put them down, and sometimes that, if you're already feeling emotional, that can make you feel worse. But this book was really easy, an easy read, but in a good way. I mean that in the best way, really, because it was really interesting, but I felt like I could put it down if I needed to, and I need to do other things. So, anyway, about the book, okay, so it's a love story. I'm not giving this spoiler-free review, so I'm not going to give anything away. But it is a love story, and it's one of those quaint little, set in a second-hand bookshop. There's like a little club that they go to. It's set in the Melbourne suburbs in Victoria, Australia. And also near a beach. So they're the two like sort of main settings. The main one is the second-hand bookshop, which is just to readers just beautiful. And in this book they have a letter library, which is where people can leave notes and letters and write in the books. They're all second-hand books and like extra copies, so they're not for sale. And there's this little section in the bookshop where people leave notes, and that's what a lot of this book is about. There's little passages of writing, like letters and stuff. So that's just, I think that's beautiful. Anyway, so the thing that frustrates me is that the cover kept lifting, and I can't stand that. It's like when you dog ear a page, just don't do that. So the cover kept lifting, and I've been trying so hard to keep it like so that it doesn't bend and wreck it, because it's such a beautiful book. I mean, look at that. Anyway, so into the story. Basically the whole premise of this is that it's told in two parts by the two main characters, Henry and Rachel. Not the best names, I might add. I was talking to my friend Sarah. Good mention there for you, Sarah. And she's just beautiful, and when we talk about books, like, it's really good. And she said that names are so important in stories, and she did look at this book in the shops, but didn't pick it up because of the names, or one of the reasons because of the names. Rachel and Henry, they're such basic names, and it's Henry Jones and Rachel Sweetie. Yeah. That's their names. So, I don't know. Henry and Rachel are nice names, but I don't know. Just a bit odd for story character names. I don't know. It's not a big deal, but names are important when you're reading something. So anyway, each chapter, I suppose, is told by either Henry or Rachel, and it's sort of the same thing that's happened, and they repeat the scene but in that person's view, so it's really interesting in that way. So the bookshop that is mentioned is called Howling Books, second-hand bookshop with a letter library, where people leave letters inside of the book so they know it's for them. And you know, some people will say that I've left little tabs here. But, yeah, so they, oh, that's not one. Yeah, so it'll be on a certain page in the book. I don't know if you can see that. On a certain page in the book, and yeah, like the letter will be poking out, so the person knows to go pick it up and read it. And there's a few like love stories of other people in between all those little books. So basically the main story is about Henry and Rachel, and the point with Henry, he's very thoughtful and like very deep, has really intense thoughts and conversations, and sees the world as very is optimistic, whereas Rachel on the other hand is like a realist, and she sees everything scientifically, and in that sense they're both total opposites, but when they get together and talk, they're like happy arguments. They really have a good time discussing the things, and it's really deep, like words in deep blue. The things they discuss are really deep, and things that all of us do every day without realising, and this is their actions as well. They do all this stuff without realising, and it's like, why are you doing that? But then if you think about it, if I think about it, I do that too, and I know other people do, so it's just sort of pointing out that we don't always notice the really dumb things that we do, and yeah, it's just really sweet in that way because it's so realistic. In yeah, well, you kind of just going for this, so yeah. So there are a lot of feelings in this book. A lot of them include grief, anxiety, a lot of stubbornness, because it's like, it's a love story, but God, just kiss him, or just tell her that you love her, or not just these two, not in particularly Rachel and Henry, other characters in the book. You just get so frustrated with everyone, and yeah, it is really like real life. You just want to just do it already. God. And yeah, there's a lot of stubbornness that stops them from doing, all the characters, that stops them from doing things. And there's a lot of love for books, love for people, each other, family love, love in the whole scheme of things, like finding your perfect partner, but not really in that sense. It's more about just everyday little things, just beautiful little things, and a lot of philosophizing. Is that a word? A lot of philosophy. They talk about how things come to be in life and all this stuff, which Rachel, as a realist with her scientific mind, she sticks to the facts, whereas Henry and pretty much all the other characters are very optimistic, and they just kind of give their opinions in ways that are like, oh yeah, well, I respect your opinion, but this is what I think, and blah blah blah. So yeah, there's a lot of conversations like that, and I really love that. Rachel actually wants to, because she's so scientific, she's actually an animal lover, which I resonate with that because I study zoology, and she wants to be a deep sea diver. So some of the stuff that she talks about and imagines and that, it's like, oh my God, that's just perfect. Like, I'd love to do that myself. So yeah, that's really lovely too. And really, I haven't given anything away there. So yeah, they're just really minor details. So this book by the author, she says, to the reader of this book, I hope you underline things. So basically, this is a book where you can, like the letter library mentioned in the book, you can just go in and underline things, circle things, draw a little love heart next to line that you really like. I didn't do that because I don't like doing that to books, but I love that idea. I think that's really sweet. So Henry says at one point in the book, which is near the start, his sister states that it's truth universally acknowledged that our family is shit at love. I love that. Like, everyone is shit at love. But this family is just so beautiful about it. Like, they just don't care. And they just try their best to love anyway. Like, in terms of each other and other people. And, like, Henry's parents, just, basically they just say a few times, well, I'm shit at love, so I'm sorry about that. And I just think that that's awesome. It's just so, like, yeah, I admit that, like, that's fine. And also at the start of every chapter we have these little, like a mini quote, and it's circled and it appears later in the book and you're like, oh, now I know what they mean. So for an example, this one says, shit days generally get more shit. So that's what it looks like. That's the start of the chapter there. And yeah, then it gets into the little chapter, and they're very short chapters too, which is good, again, for putting down and picking back up easily again. So, yeah, that's those parts. And the last little tab I have here is, this is like a little letter that they've posted from another, like just a random person that they found in the letter library, which could have been from years ago. That's written in the book. And then this is separate again, this little quote, it should be raining when she tells me. That's just beautiful, because what happens in this chapter, I won't give anything away. Sorry, that's what it looks like. But I don't want to give anything away, but Rachel tells Henry something and it's kind of sad, and you're like, it should be raining at this point because it's such an emotional thing, and rain is seen as such an emotional thing, so it should be raining when she tells me this, because, you know, that's just the feeling that's there. So, a lot of emotions, beautiful book, very well written. I haven't read any other Cath Crowley books, but I probably will now. Overall, I really love this, and yeah, I don't know what else to say, but take 2 of this video, so hopefully this turned out a lot better, and I really hope you enjoyed this video and maybe want to go pick this book up. I'll leave all the links down below about it. I actually got this book, by the way, in the YA Chronicles book box, which I think I'm going to put up a unboxing, which is, please forgive me, it's a really bad unboxing, but I'll put that up just to show you of the book box that I get, or I might add links to other people unboxing because they're much better at it than I am. But yeah, basically YA Chronicles puts their little indentation in it. So that's how I got this book. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have picked it up, because as I was talking about my friend, reading the blurb, there's not a lot there. So a lot of the time when I pick up books, it's because I've passed them several times and I'm like, okay, I need to look into that, or I'll research the book, or, you know, I'll just be drawn to the book, I suppose, and which is what I've done with all my Diane Morrissey ones here. But yeah, I might have picked this up, I don't know, but now that I have read it, I'm really glad that I did get it by chance in a book subscription box. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to end the video. Sorry if it's a long one. And sorry about my babbling, but Words in Deep Blue by Cath Crowley. I really do hope you picked this up and you enjoyed this video. Excuse my dog scratching there, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.